this pandemic. Breaking connections to the world. Empowering language on humanity. Let's bring the world of learning in one channel. Welcome to Business Combinations English TV.
Hello, magandang buhay, Disabesians, and to other dear students. This is Mamay, your grade 10 English teacher for another learning episode in Disabes MNHS English TV. We are now in the 5th week of Quarter 1 in your Pivot 4A Learner's Pocket. And today we are going to learn about analytical listening in problem solving. Here are the objectives of today's lesson. First, describe analytical listening and problem solving. Second, employ the former to solve existing problems. So, let's get started. Do you know that listening is one of the most underrated macro skills? And by the word underrated, I mean listening skill is oftentimes underestimated, undervalued, belittled, and sometimes unappreciated. Class, this lesson highlights the importance of analytical listening in gathering details and collecting information. Let us define what analytical listening is. It is sometimes called critical or active listening. It deals with one's ability and capacity to carefully and properly analyze the sounds listened to. Analytical listening is also called active listening because it requires the listener to provide significant and evaluative feedback or response on what the listener heard from the speaker. The features of analytical listening allow the listeners and the speakers to avoid miscommunication, misinterpretation, and misinformation. As such, comprehension and understanding are both ensured. Analytical listening requires sequential process. These stages include the following. There are 5 stages in analytical listening. Number 1 is receiving stage. Number 2, understanding stage. Number 3, evaluating stage. Number 4, responding stage. And number 5, the remembering stage. The first stage is the so-called the receiving stage. It refers to the actual hearing process. In here, the listener has to check him or herself if he or she is able to hear clearly the sounds and other sound points. The second stage is the understanding stage. It focuses on generating meaning on what has been heard. In here, the connection on communication between the listener and the speaker must be clearly established. This constitutes the idea that the understanding of the speaker must be the same with the listener. Then we have the third stage, which is the evaluating stage. It requires both the listener and the speaker to meet in between regarding the points portrayed in the listening process. On this stage, it allows the listener to critically examine the details of the information heard. This stage also provides the time for information segregation. Now we go to the fourth stage. It is the responding stage. It allows the listeners to provide verbal and/or nonverbal feedback and responses based on the listening contexts. And lastly, the remembering stage. It is a personal stage for the listener, allowing him or her to integrate him or herself the information that is heard. The last stage also allows the listener to record in his or her system the information listened to for future access and use. Now, analytical listening is a very helpful strategy in problem-solving activities. In solving a particular issue or concern, it is very important to identify first the significant information required. In solving a problem in a listening text, remember that the first task is to identify the problem. Then, after listening, find the answers for the following basic questions. These are who, what, how, when, where, and why. Eventually, after answering these WH questions, they will lead you to a concrete solution to the problem. And that's it! The problem is solved! According to the American Society for Equality in 2020, there are 4 steps in solving a problem. It includes the following. Number 1, define the problem. Number 2, generate alternative solutions. 3, evaluate and select alternative. And 4, implement and follow up on the solution. After all the possible solutions are considered, remember to plan, implement, and roll it out to solve the problem. And now, my dear grade 10 students, it's time to answer your learning tasks. On Monday, you're going to work on learning task number 2. Read the items below and match the listening stage in column B with their appropriate descriptions in column A. Write only the letter of the correct answer in your answer sheet. On Tuesday, you're just going to read and study on analytical reasoning on pages 24 to 25. On Wednesday, you're going to listen to the song Where is the Love? Are you familiar with the Black Eyed Peas? Apple Diab is one of its members who happen to be a Filipino. You're going to identify the problems and the solutions presented in the lyrics of the song Where is the Love? If the solutions are not clearly stated, write your proposed solutions to the problems. Write at least 5 answers in your answer sheet using the table below. Here is a possible answer for the problem identified in the song. Terrorism, and the possible proposed solution to terrorism is to love one another. And on Thursday, you will answer learning task number 5. Identify what is asked in each statement and write your answers in your answer sheet. And that ends our lesson for today. Always be safe and happy learning. Thank you for watching.